this is Miss Finn from the Literacy Lab. Today I will be reading Mrs. McBee Leaves Room 3 by Gretchen Brandenburg McLellan, illustrated by Grace Zong. A great sigh from room 3 echoed down the halls of Mayflower Elementary. "They heard," said the principal. "They heard," said the custodian. "They heard," said the lunch ladies. Mrs. McBee had just told her class that she would not be returning to school after summer vacation. "But you won't get to see me again," said Jamaica. "Or hear me read," said Max. "Or see how much bigger I grew," said Lou. "You can't go," William said. "Nothing will ever be the same without you." "I won't be far away," said Mrs. McBee. "But now it's time to squeaky clean your desks and get the rest of the room ready too." "Ready for what?" Flora asked. "For our time together to end," said Mrs. McBee. "What can we do?" Jamaica asked. Mrs. McBee dragged a lumpy bag to the front of the room. Things clattered as she fished round inside. She pulled out a clipboard. "What else is in there?" Jamaica asked. "Hard hats and other surprises," said Mrs. McBee. "But before I show you, I need construction experts, librarians, packers, spellers, movers, and animal experts too. Maybe they can find the missing library mouse." Mrs. McBee's eyes twinkled. "Will you help me?" Everyone nodded. Everyone except William. "Who wants to be my assistant?" Mrs. McBee asked. "I do," Jamaica said. Mrs. McBee passed her the clipboard, and Jamaica signed up everyone for a team. Everyone except William, who sat with his chin on his knees in the thinking corner. The teams got to work. The construction experts made boxes. The librarians organized books. "William's not helping," Jamaica told Mrs. McBee. "Give him time, honey," Mrs. McBee said. Jamaica huffed. The packers filled the boxes, the spellers labeled them, and the movers lined them up. "William's not helping," Jamaica complained. "He'll come around," said Mrs. McBee. Jamaica huffed again, louder. The animal experts released the walking sticks and the butterflies outside. They found the missing mouse and carried it back to its whirly wheel in the library. "William's still not helping," Jamaica reported again. "He's working on it," said Mrs. McBee. Jamaica huffed as loud as a hurricane. When all the boxes were closed and labeled and carted away, the children looked around room 3. They frowned. "It's so empty," said Max. "It's lonely," said Lou. "It's sad," Flora sighed. "I can't remember what it used to look like," Jamaica cried. Mrs. McBee gathered them close. "Children, this is called a bittersweet moment. It's like swirly ice cream with sad and happy twisted together. We're sad about saying goodbye, but we're happy about what's ahead. Like playing all day, and swimming, and camping, and reading," said Mrs. McBee. "When summer is over, we'll be back here," Flora said, "without you." "That's true," said Mrs. McBee. "But you'll be excited about meeting your new teacher and making new friends in a brand new grade. And you'll have each other, too." In the silence that followed, she said, "Thank you all for helping today." Jamaica whipped her arm through the air. "William didn't help," she protested. "Where is that William?" Mrs. McBee asked. Jamaica shrugged and pointed to the big lumpy bag at the front of the room. "Mrs. McBee, you still haven't shown us what's left in there." "Everything, Jamaica, in its own sweet time," said Mrs. McBee. Just then, the custodian carted one box back into room 3. It was marked "To Mrs. McBee." It wiggled. Mrs. McBee lifted the lid. A yellow hard hat popped up like a jack-in-the-box. "Hi, William," said Mrs. McBee. Jamaica stomped her foot. "See, all William did was play all day." Mrs. McBee asked, "Is that true, William?" He shook his head. Then he held out a stack of pictures for everyone to see. The children gathered around William and his pictures. "There's Mrs. McBee playing her guitar," said Flora. "And us reading," said Max. "In room 3 the way it used to be," Jamaica sighed. "Mrs. McBee," Jamaica said, "William was helping all along. He was helping us remember." "I know," said Mrs. McBee. "Every one of you has your own special way of helping, just as every one of you has your own way of saying goodbye." She knocked on the top of William's hard hat and smiled. "I made something else," William said, "but you have to close your eyes." Mrs. McBee squeezed her eyes shut tight. "No peeking," Jamaica said. All the kids signed William's card. "You can look now," the children told Mrs. McBee. Mrs. McBee held the card close. "This is beautiful," she said softly. "But I wasn't the only one who made room 3 special. It was all of us together, helping each other grow. Room 3 needed the special magic, each and every one of you." She opened her arms wide. "It's time for a McBeehive hug," she said. The custodian, the principal, and the lunch ladies joined in the hug too. And they topped off the day with swirly ice cream cones. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story about Mrs. McBee and her class saying goodbye. Thanks for reading with me.